Hello everybody, this is John Lee with the iPhone App Review.com. Today I'm taking a look at the app Maui Revealed, and I'm very happy to be doing that for two reasons. First and foremost, I personally live on Maui, so this is an app that would be near and dear to my heart, but also because of the fact that Maui Revealed is available in a book format, and it has been available for a number of years and utilized by a great number of travelers to Maui as a wonderful resource for accessing information on some of the most well-known and popular locations, and then those locations that would be least well-known. In other words, if you want to see Maui from a local's perspective or a tourist perspective, Maui Revealed has been a great way to do that. But if you're like me and you don't like to travel with many books in hand, or if you don't want to be specifically identified as a tourist by traveling around with the Maui Revealed book, either in hand or left in your car, where people can immediately identify you as a tourist, then having it embedded within your iPhone is a wonderful option. So I'm real excited about it. Let's go ahead and power up Maui Revealed and see what it has to offer in its app format. First and foremost, you'll notice when it boots, you're presented with somewhat of a simplistic graphical interface, just kind of showing the island initially. But really that's great. I mean, it gives you the information you need without being overwhelming from an information perspective, because this app packs a lot of knowledge, but it's not intimidating, I suppose is the best way to describe that. So you'll notice again that you see the island of Maui, and it starts off by showing you some of the most popular cities. So you'll notice over here we have Lahaina, of course there's Kihei, and Hana on the other side. So you see some of the most popular locations immediately, but you can pinch and zoom your way all the way in to seeing some of the smallest cities, and more specifically some of the roads that you would travel. So the pinch and zoom option is fantastic. It's very, very detailed. You can see just about every street and the topography as well. What I also like about the pinch and zoom is, on Maui, as you can see, it isn't always just a straight shot across. The road can dodge and dip and weave. And of course, there are some roads that are a bit straighter and easier to traverse than others. And from pinching and zooming, you can see just what to expect en route wherever you may be going. So there's a lot of information just by pinching and zooming, and I think that's fantastic. But of course, that's very basic in what the app has to offer. So let's look a little bit deeper and get into some of the things that you may really value within the app. So first and foremost, there is a Locate Me feature by tapping this little icon in the lower left corner. And yes, the app has located myself. I am here near Makawao, where the blue dot is depicted. So by pinpointing your location, you can now zoom in a bit further and say to yourself, okay, that's where I'm located, and now you want to further determine what's around me. What can I do in my vicinity? Well, to determine that, the best thing to do is just touch the screen anywhere around where you're located, and you'll notice that it will come up and provide you with a variety of options. And it'll show you just how far away everything is from where you're standing or sitting. So it will show you things such as sites, dining. There's businesses and beaches and all sorts of access to just about anything you might want. So of course, again, it rates the locations and shows you the distance. So let's just take a look here. This says, for example, here Haiku. It's identified as a site to consider seeing, and it shows it's 2.21 miles from me. So if I click Haiku, delving into the deep database of the book itself, you are able to learn a great deal about where you may end up going to visit. So it talks about Haiku and there's a great bit of information here, along with getting directions to traveling there. There's a link to further information, and again, there's restaurants and all sorts of information. So if you want to know what's specifically closest to you, the first thing you're going to want to do is locate yourself and then touch the screen anywhere nearby yourself, and it will pull up just about everything worth considering it within your vicinity. So that's a great feature to have. Now, there's other ways to utilize this app to find wonderful things to do, and that really would be most commonly accessed here by tapping the icon in the upper right corner. By doing so, you get into the content of the app itself, and it breaks it down by every category imaginable. You have sites and dining and beaches, activities, shopping, where to stay, all sorts of information. So, of course, beaches, that's going to be one of the key categories. So let's go ahead and click on beaches. And here it really breaks it down by the segment of the island. So if you're in West Maui or South Maui, this sort of thing, let's take a look at South Maui, Kihei, Wailea. This is a highly frequented area. So by tapping on South Maui, you now have a list of all the beaches in the area. They're rated, and there is a great deal of information that I was really pleased with. So Wailea Beach, very wonderful beach to visit. By clicking on that, you'll see that there's a picture of the beach itself. As it says here, it's an outstanding beach, over a third mile long. A lot of information about the beach, links to other beaches that are nearby, local beaches, and of course directions once again. So you can see the beach itself. There's photographs, multiple photographs to take a look at, lots of information, and you can go back and continue along. And this is just a great way to find a beach near you, and locate the beaches based upon, of course, their location on the island, as well as what does the beach have to offer, what does it look like. We'll take a look here at Hana. And Hana has some amazing beaches, of course, some black sand and red sand beaches, and you can get all of that information just by utilizing the app. And so we've gone ahead and clicked on beaches, but just as important and as widely used, of course, is going to be shopping or adventures. Of course, there's so many things to do here on Maui. But let's take a look at shopping, for example. So, Whalers Village and Kanapali, this is a great place to shop, and you can get just about everything you need to know through here. I love that they put photographs and links to other related content within each of the listings, so this is fantastic. So again, what we have is an ability to pinch and zoom into any area within the island. You can locate yourself, find out what's around you, and delve in very deep to that to locate anything that you might want to consider within your proximity. You can access the content of the app, delve into sites, dining, beaches. Dining, of course, this is great. So many options to consider here, but these guys really know what they're talking about. So if you get into West Maui again here, you're going to see a lot of the locations that you can consider. Pioneer Inn. You have your photograph, information. I love that they also talk a bit about the pricing. I mean, that's always a high element of consideration. So you see it says $9 to $18 for breakfast, $14 to $26 for lunch. So there's a lot of information at your fingertips through the content. And getting back over here, you can also, if you know specifically what you're looking for, you can click on this search feature and type in anything that you may be looking for specifically. So you can search by name, you can search by content, you can search by your location, and then in the lower right corner there's a question mark. If you click that, there is a very in-depth help area to this app, and I think that's fantastic. So you have your guidebook help, sorting help, map it help, search help, locate, and it really takes you step by step through utilizing each function within this app so that you really do get the most out of the app. The app is priced at about $5.99, so it's a little more expensive than some of the other apps. But I can tell you specifically from being here on Maui, it pays to know. In other words, you don't want to take hard-earned money and spend it places that may not deliver. So this app knows Maui. It knows it very well, and it saves you a great deal of money and time by pinpointing areas of places that you can visit that'll give you the bang for the buck. So I like the app. I like that it puts Maui in the palm of my hand. It lets me sort and search for cities to see what areas I might want to visit, and it lets me delve deeply into each of those cities just by, of course, pinching and zooming. And you can see here, I mean, it really breaks it down. Just by zooming into Kaanapali for a moment, you get a feel for where's the shopping. Here's Whalers Village. You can see some of the golf courses. You can see the name of each of the beaches. By clicking on it, it will pull up anything within that vicinity. And I really feel like I can access all that Maui has to offer in a very easy to use interface. But although somewhat simplistic, I feel it's very robust in nature. So I'm very pleased with the Maui Revealed app. Again, I've loved the books. I felt a little bit uncomfortable carrying them with me places. So having it somewhat concealed within the iPhone, I think, is fantastic. And I couldn't really ask for more. I'm very pleased with its ability to utilize the GPS to locate your location. I mean, that's going to be critical as you get into some of the other areas of the island. I know when I visit Hana or I take the road to Hana, sometimes I feel as if I am, in a tropical rainforest, but I guess that's because I am. But you might think that it could take days for someone to find you, and to be able to locate yourself and know exactly where you are in vicinity to some of the other elements of the island. I think it's very convenient. It makes you feel very tied into the island, and it's a fantastic app to have. Now you can turn your tracking off. And that's a fantastic thing to be able to do too, because you don't want to drain your battery as you're out and about. But yeah, I give the Maui Revealed travel app a 5-star rating because it's not easy to take all the information that the island has to offer and present it to yourself in a way that's easily digestible, quick to use, and just as robust in a lot of ways as the book itself. I feel like there's a lot of information at hand here, and I don't feel like I'm missing anything by not having a book in hand. So, well done. Great app. Look forward to reviewing some of the other revealed apps for Oahu and some of the other islands. If you are, again, traveling to Hawaii, and potentially you're visiting a multitude of islands, it's great to have the Revealed series for each of those islands. So each one of them has a lot to offer. So anyhow, thank you for tuning in. I hope that app review was beneficial to you. I think that if you are traveling to Maui, it is a great feature to have. And we'll be back soon with more apps for your consideration. In the interim, thank you again for tuning in, and feel free to visit the iPhone appreview.com for more app reviews. Aloha!